Welcome to Odisha State Open University. Today we will give you an overview of animation and visual effects. Now, how many of you have seen Chhota Bheem or Motu Patlu series? If yes, you already know what animation means. Animation, simply put, is the technique or the art which causes pictures or images to look like they are moving. On the other hand, visual effects or VFX in short are a way of mixing real life film shooting with false or animated images. These days, animation and VFX are very popular. It has widespread use. In this video, we will discuss more about these two topics. An animation is the illusion of movement created by showing a series of still pictures in rapid succession. Cartoons on television is one example of animation. It is an art of drawing sketches of objects and then showing them in a series of frames so that it looks like a moving and living thing to us. It looks basically like video, but the difference is a video is a recording of still or moving objects, say a character or a moving train. But in animation, independent pictures are put together to form illusion of continuous motion. Based on this technique used to create the animation, you can divide animations into 5 broad types. The first one is traditional animation, the second is 2D animation, third is 3D animation, stop motion and motion graphics. Traditional animation is sometimes called hand-drawn animation or cell animation. It is a lengthy process. Thousands of pictures are drawn entirely by hand on acetate sheets or cells, with each cell being slightly different from the one before it. Each cell was photographed onto a separate frame of film so that when the film reel was played, the animation moved. This is a clip from a traditional animation video. As you see, pictures are hand-drawn and displayed continuously. 2D animation. It is a vector-based animation that is created using two-dimensional drawings. It uses the same techniques as traditional animation. 2D animation focuses on creating characters, storyboards, background in two-dimensional environment. This is a part of a flash cartoon video and is an example of vector-based 2D animation. 3D animation is the manipulation of three-dimensional objects and virtual environments with the use of a computer program. This form, which is also called CGI or computer generated imagery, is a fairly recent technique that only came into use during the 1990s. It is more similar to playing with puppets rather than drawing. Here you can see a clip from a 3D animation film. Next is stop motion animation, or called stop frame animation, that is captured one frame at a time with physical objects that are moved between frames. When you play back the sequence of images rapidly, it creates the illusion of movement. Stop motion can also be done with puppets, cutouts, silhouettes, and even action figures. In the past, stop motion was used as a form of special effects for live action films and has largely been replaced by 3D animation and visual effects work. Here you can see a stop motion animation has been created by keeping an object at 4 different frames and then you are seeing it in quick succession. Motion graphics is still considered a form of animation, but it is quite different from the other types. It is the art of creatively moving graphics elements or text, usually for commercial or promotional purposes. Animated logos, app commercials, television promos, or even film opening titles are some examples of motion graphics. This is an example that you see on your screen. An object is being rotated again and again. Animation has been a useful tool for a variety of purposes. Cartoon is the most common use of it, perhaps is the origin of animation. Similarly, it is used in creating computer simulations to train people, complex scientific visualizations, analysis of data, as well as teaching and communication ideas. It is used in various sectors like medical, interior design, architecture, forensic, game designing, and many more. Now let us discuss visual effects. How many of you have seen the movie Bahubali? Now all of you must be saying yes. If yes, this particular scene that you see on your screen right now is where the actor overpowers a giant animal was a well-made sequence. But in reality, they enacted the scenes with props and this was captured on camera in close detail. Then the scene was built with visual effects in studio which gave it a realistic feel. Visual effects, which is also known as visual effects or VFX, is all about creating entirely virtual shots, changing or creating background, adding actors, characters or props. It is the art of creating or manipulating computer generated imagery outside the contents of a live action shot. It involves the integration of live action footage and generating imagery to create environments which look realistic but would be expensive or impossible to capture on films. VFX gives freedom to create almost anything which is not possible in live action shoot. Embedding live footages with VFX gives us unbelievable outputs, eliminating the danger while filming dangerous shots like explosions. With VFX, you can create entirely virtual shots, change the background, create the background, add actors, characters or creatures, change actors, add objects or props, remove objects, fix problems on the set, add eye effects, remove vignetting and many more. Much of the art of visual effects takes place in post-production after the primary image is captured. Chroma key compositing or chroma keying is a special effects post-production technique for compositing two images or video streams together based on color hues. The technique is used to remove a background from the subject of a photo or video. A color range in the foreground footage is made transparent, allowing separately filmed background footage or a static image to be inserted into the scene. The chroma keying technique is commonly used in video production and post-production. Chroma keying can be done with backgrounds of any color that are uniform and distinct. Green and blue backgrounds are more commonly used because they differ most distinctly from the human skin. No part of the subject being filmed or photographed may duplicate the color used as backing. For example, in weather forecast news, wherein a news presenter is usually seen standing in front of a large CGI map during live television newscasts, though in actuality it is a large blue or green background. The VFX pipeline or workflow can be divided into three segments: pre-production, post-production and production work. The pre-production stage is basically the planning stage. This involves some of the initial and conceptualizing of ideas. In this stage, you can make sketches and pre-visualizations that can be created in 2D, 3D or any other format of video. The VFX supervisor designs the shots in consultation with the director. In the second step, which is the production work, the final source content is created or captured. Visuals are captured against a green screen setup and all the data needed will be collected by the VFX supervisor. 3D models and CG shots are then created. In the final post-production stage, where everything gets pulled together and made to work. At this stage, the backgrounds, creatures and whatever or the effects required are then added. Working in animation and VFX is very exciting. Both are growing trends in recent years with new technologies and applications to achieve and increase the quality of the output or the videos. It offers new doors for artists and filmmakers to expand their visuals of creativity.